The lists of the top films of 2024 are almost ready by language, and that series you're going to see on this channel from tomorrow onwards. So tune into that for the same. But before that, I really wanted to check this one film off my list, just to see whether this film makes it to that list or not. And so here I am with the video of the same. Hi guys, this is Farhad and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. If you're new to this channel, then please smash that subscribe button now and remember to like and comment on the video. Liking and commenting helps fuel the YouTube algorithm. And as I said, the list start from tomorrow, but I really wish to tick this Tamil film off my list. This Tamil film that I finally managed to watch today, which is now streaming on Netflix, is Sorgavaasal, which is starring RJ Balaji. And I was hearing some great things about this film, and I really wish to know whether this film would eventually make it to my top list or not. As you know, for people who don't know, and for people who do know, I do make lists not of the overall top films of 2024, but by language as well. And because every language is important to me, as I feel, so there are going to be the top list will include through the languages, and these will be separate lists they'll be separate lists without combining all languages together into one big list that usually everybody do. So let's get started with this video just to see how Sorgavaasal, fares in this list or not. You'll get a fair idea. I won't touch upon the other, movies in that list, but you'll get a fair idea about what the film is and how it is about. So coming to the story and screenplay, interestingly, there's a line which is recurring in the film, of Sorgavaasal, wherein a character says that you can either live on your knees in heaven or live like a king in hell. This is essentially true as far as the title of the film is concerned. The title of the film literally translates into Heaven's Gate. So it's almost like representative of the state of the inmates in the four walls of the prison that are there. Yes, it is a prison drama, it is a jail drama that is there because the setting is of the jail. So as far as the the title of the film is concerned, you can divide the characters based on the traits that they possess, the extreme traits. Either they are towards the heaven or towards the hell. And it is the protagonist here, by the way, who finds himself in the conundrum based on a crime that he may or may not have committed. That is basically the premise here, which unfolds like an investigative drama. The premise here follows the investigation of a riot that takes place in the jail, and there's an investigating officer that wants to know on what happened and what are the events that led to this riot. Which through this lens you get to know of the character of the protagonist that is there. On you might seem, the character of Parthi, who's played by RJ Balaji, to be slightly innocent at the start, minding his own business, owning his own food stall that is there. He's a cook and he sells for a living, sells food for a living. But you still, the writing, gets into the gray shades, so to say. And that was the beauty of the writing, I would say, that it allowed the characters to be complex. In the other side of things, there are few other characters also, like a notorious gangster who's slowly wanting to transform himself into, you can say, a new leaf, and he's gravitating towards the spirituality through another inmate who's also convicted for a crime, and he's totally turned himself into somebody who's absolutely spiritual. In a scene, you also see these two characters interacting, in which this notorious gangster tells him that I don't know whether I believe in the existence of God, but you are my Jesus. So these are the moments that grounds the drama in reality, so to say. One thing though that shows the other extreme of the characters as well is through another character. He's a loyalist of that notorious gangster Sika that I was talking about. His name, by the way, is Tiger Money. although he is a loyalist here, he also is filled with aggression and rage, and he wants, to he wants Siga to have control over his opponents in jail. As they know, there are rival gangs in the jail. So there are a lot of characters and lot of character dynamics that the film dwells on. At the center of things is Parthi, as I had said, and through him, you also get to know the hierarchies of power that are prevalent in the jail. Right from the politicians to the mid-tier levels to even a character of a jailer, so to say. SP Sunil, who's played by Sharafudheen. You may have seen him in numerous Malayalam films, and this is probably my first, outing as far as Tamil film is concerned. So these are the kind of dynamics that it works on. It creates a very different kind of a film for most parts of its runtime, with its complex characters and complex character arcs. There are twists and turns, of characters using each other. There's a character who's naive, who's oblivious to everything that is there. And it actually makes for a very, very good concoction, so to say. Having said that, I was slightly on the fence in the final act as well. It wasn't absolutely a train wreck, or it doesn't really slide things, as you'd say. It just felt a little incoherent for me, rather, towards the end, because it tried to stuff in too many things at the same time. The stakes, are slowly raised, as the body count increases of a couple of characters that are there. Having said that, in the final act, I did feel that it kind of the idea. I think the core idea was, to create layered character arcs, so to say, with absolute chaos and mayhem, which was basically the main event around which the Rashomon effect, so to say, follows regarding the characters. And I did like it, but it did not land as it should have, as I would say. So overall, I felt the screenplay was pretty good, pretty solid. Barring that little, blip in the final act, it wasn't a very steep fall, as you would associate in a film, say a Mura or a Bougainvillea. The fall wasn't steep, so it was still, watchable and in sync with the theme. But at the same time, it, slightly was a notch lower than what the rest of the film had to offer. So the screenplay in that regard is pretty good. Coming to the technical aspects, the dialogues, the music, and the direction, the dialogues here, absolutely contribute to the profoundness of the drama, so to say. There are different ranges, represented through the characters, which definitely seem a part of this world, but it also allows the drama to be grounded. For instance, there are a couple of characters who interacting, in which one of the characters says, "Why isn't there tasty food served in prison?" So the other character reclaims that if tasty food is served in prison, nobody would want to leave. And you want people to either transform or leave them dead, which is basically it ties around to the title of the film as well. Likewise, even the music and the direction by Christo Xavier, absolutely stunning, staggering, I would say, stunning background music, which wonderfully elevates the drama here. Even the cinematography, the production design, the color grading, the costumes, all of them, comprise of a solid claustrophobic environment with regards to its characters that is there. Even director Siddharth Vishwanath, I think he did a stellar job in his debut. Absolutely stellar job. Yes, you can argue that his direction skills are slightly rough around the edges when it did come, to the clutch moment of the final act. Yes, he did dip a little, but I would give him that leeway because, the vision is definitely there, and he creates a world building and characterization that is pretty solid here. And I think he did a pretty wonderful job here. Coming to the performances, I feel the performances are absolutely staggering. Selvaraghavan is wonderfully underrated. You would also have someone like a Natarajan Subramaniam, who you may have watched in the film Maharaja, the Vijay Sethupathi film Maharaja, and I think he did a pretty interesting job as well. Even Sania, the love interest, shows good screen presence, does a wonderful job. Hanif, sorry, Hakim Shahjahan. I think he was fiery here, and I think he did a pretty stellar job. Sharafudheen will infuriate you with his performance, not because it was bad, but because his character was absolutely, testing your patience, which means the actor did a stunning, and staggering job, so to say. RJ Balaji also absolutely wonderful, incredible performance, and in a role that I haven't seen him in. There are so many layers to this character, with the kind of emotions that he has to offer as well. And I think he did a pretty solid job here, and absolutely nailed his character. All other characters, there's the character of Kendrick, which is played by Samuel. Also, I think he was very earnest and sincere, did a wonderful job as well. Overall, Sorgavaasal, I think, was a riveting jail drama, you would say. I quite enjoyed it, and it was better than what expectations I set for the film before I ventured into it. Whether or not it features in my top list, you'll have to wait for that. I've kind of given a feeler through my review, but it's still a pretty good watch. It is streaming on Netflix. If you watch the film, let me know your thoughts on the same. What did you make of it? I think these films aren't made, very often. Definitely not in the Hindi circuit. I mean, let's face it. I was compiling a list of worst films this year, and guess which industry featured in the most? Any prizes in the comments if you would know. But otherwise, it's just a wonderful way of storytelling, also, I would say, and it's ambitious, but it's also on point. I quite enjoyed Sorgavaasal, and it's streaming on Netflix. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you're liking this video, please smash that like button. Also, you can share this video with your friends and family. Ask them to subscribe to the channel. Let's grow this Digi family together. My detailed review of Sorgavaasal is, available on my site, Popcorn Reviews with a double S, the link of which is in the description box below. Also, you can follow me on different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd. I do not end up making a video on everything that I watch, but I do write a lot. All information is on my site and on my social media handles. You can read the review in your language as well. Remember that you can translate the review in your language, because every language is important, which also makes me remind you the lists of the top films of 2024 by language are starting tomorrow. So that series is exciting. It's starting tomorrow. I'll try to, squeeze in another movie review or somewhere during the week if I can. But the lists are definitely coming your way. So I want you to tune in maximum numbers and shower all your love for the films and the year that has been of 2024. I'll see you again positively tomorrow. Until then, take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for your love and support. Cheers.